Good evening. Tonight we will be discussing having a purpose for practicing your magic. Every spell and ritual should have a purpose, otherwise they likely wouldn't ever be performed at all. However, there is a greater question to ask when it comes to purpose. Why do you wish to learn and practice magic? That's a question you have to answer, and only you can answer it. It is a question that each practitioner should ask themselves. The answer is important and will become more so if you continue to pursue a magical path. Magic, at least Wiccan magic, is generally not for revenge. It is not to be used to cause harm or to control or manipulate anyone. It is not a Hollywood effect. We're not walking around shooting bits of flame or sparks out of the end of a wand. For Wiccans and many other practitioners, magic is very real, and it's a practice that must be treated with respect. Magic acts according to natural laws, and using it for certain purposes may eventually backfire. However, for those who wish to use magic to make decisions, to find strength, to protect themselves, and to protect others, and maybe even help create a better world, then a magical path might be the right path. But you do have to spend some time asking yourself why you're doing this, why you think that practicing magic is for you, why following a magical path may fit into your life, and what you hope to gain. We're human. We don't really do a lot of things that don't benefit us. So even when we're doing something good, something nice, usually that thing will also benefit us. So figure out what it is that will benefit you about your choice to practice magic. Why do you want to do it? There's also the matter of deciding whether or not to practice magic at a given time for a given reason. So perhaps you want to lose weight, and losing weight is very important to you, and you're considering casting a spell to help you lose weight. That's valid. It benefits you, but do you really want to use magic to do that? I'm not saying you shouldn't. Weight loss spells are probably one of the most common spells I've seen, especially people who are newer to magic, perform. It's quite common. I'm not saying you shouldn't cast a weight loss spell. I'm saying you need to think before you cast the spell, is this something you would like to use magic to do? Or would you rather do it without magic? It's your choice. There's no right or wrong to that particular question, but it is something that you do need to consider each time you are going to practice magic. Every spell you're going to cast, stop and think, do I want to use magic for this, or should I just not? Because everything you do, you will have to make that choice. Everything you consider using magic for, you should stop and question yourself. It's a really good thing to get into the habit of, because then when something big comes up and you have to ask whether or not you should use magic, you'll already be used to questioning yourself. And that's an important thing. It's really important that we understand that magic's not the solution to everything. And just because you might want to use magic doesn't mean you should. And I'm not here to tell you whether you should use magic or not use magic for a particular issue. That's something you need to decide. Just get into the habit of asking yourself these things. Because if you don't, then when a larger issue comes up, you won't automatically question it. You might just automatically either use magic or not use magic without actually thinking about it. And like a lot of things in life, magic does need to be thought about carefully. You need to know what you're going to do, why you're going to do it. You need to have a purpose behind your magic. Otherwise, it won't be very effective. And it will, even if it is effective, it could be more effective if you simply had really thought about your purpose before you got started. There are many things that you can do when first starting on a magical path, and when you're choosing to study magical theory, but none of these things will happen if you are not conscious of the fact that everything you do should have a purpose. All right, you should think about it before you do it. Realize if you're going to harm someone, you shouldn't do it. And be honest with yourself about the benefit you will derive from it, even if it is something you think you are doing out of the goodness of your heart. You're doing it because you get a benefit. So be honest with yourself about that. And all of that will help you in your journey to properly explain your magic, to properly execute your magic, because purpose matters and intent does matter. It's not the only thing that matters, but it matters. So next time we will discuss magical names, because somebody had asked. So next time we will discuss magical names and whether or not you should take a magical name. Fair warning, there's no right answer. Whether you take a magical name or not is entirely up to you, but we'll discuss that more next time. Blessed be.